Eye on America. Tonight, fast cars and fast bucks. An American obsession versus Smokey and the radar gun.
I don't know. The speed officer don't work on my truck.
Trying to check out my cruise control.
I was trying to get a cat out of the way of the accelerator.
This is the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather and Connie Chung.
Good evening. There are new claims tonight that syringes are turning up in cans of Pepsi-Cola and Diet Pepsi. That's at least 10 claims now in 7 states. Pepsi says only 4 have been confirmed, but the company still can't figure out how the needles got into the cans. Correspondent Sandra Hughes has the latest.
More cases of possible product tampering involving Pepsi and Diet Pepsi cans are cropping up all over the country, raising questions of sabotage. There are now as many as a half a dozen reported cases where syringes were allegedly found in soft drinks in New Orleans. The latest today, when a man waiting to donate at a blood bank poured a Pepsi into a glass and found a needle.
I had drank almost all of it, then I'm pouring the remainder, the last of it, into the glass. And that's when I shook it, and there it was.
New incidents involve a range of bottlers, distributors, and retail outlets. In suburban Cleveland, a mother took this home video of her son emptying a Diet Pepsi can that allegedly contained a hypodermic needle. Outside St. Louis, this man claims to have been punctured with a needle while drinking a Diet Pepsi.
Burning in your throat?
Oh, yes, and it's still...
Police and federal investigators are skeptical, saying they suspect copycat cases or hoaxes.
After an initial complaint of tampering receives widespread publicity, there are always subsequent complaints, many of which turn out to be false.
Originally, 2 cans of Diet Pepsi linked to one bottler in Seattle were the focus of the investigation. Now the cases are adding up almost too quickly to keep an accurate count. Whether it's an organized effort to hurt Diet Pepsi, real cases, or hoaxes, there is no question these allegations are creating widespread concern.
I wouldn't drink a Pepsi if you paid me to drink a Pepsi.
Pepsi is cooperating in the federal investigation, but stresses there is no sign of tampering within their plants.
We thought in any way there was a manufacturing issue, obviously we would recall it on our own. We don't need the FDA to tell us that.
But the FDA isn't asking for a recall. Instead, it's warning consumers that making false complaints is a federal crime. Sandra Hughes, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Pepsi is not the first company to be hit by product tampering, along with the potential for serious damage to Pepsi's business and its image. As correspondent Jacqueline Adams reminds us, the syringe scare could not have come at a worse time for Pepsi.
It's summertime when the $48 billion soft drink industry usually makes its biggest profits. This year, though, the syringe in the Pepsi phenomenon is making some Americans leery. And a popular New York City radio station isn't helping matters, turning the latest product tampering mystery into a sick joke.
You have to tell us exactly what this is.
Hi, it must be a hypodermic needle in a Diet Pepsi can.
Yes!
I shook it before I drank any of it.
I think I'll buy Pepsi Clear in bottles.
Food and Drug Administration officials say they get reports of product tampering every week, and only rarely do they find a culprit. Last Tuesday in Seattle, though, Joseph Melling was sentenced to life in prison in the Sudafed tampering deaths of 2 people. In 1982, 7 people died after taking cyanide-laced Tylenol capsules. The episode cost the manufacturer $125 million in lost sales. But experts say this time around, because a syringe is not a hidden threat, the Pepsi case is far less serious.
It's different than Tylenol. It's a very visible problem, which can easily be seen by the consumer, so I don't think it should create as much of a stir.
And experts say because it doesn't have central control over the nationwide bottling of its product, Pepsi can cast itself as a victim.
It's really inconceivable that you would have syringes in Washington state and then syringes in the state of Texas or Illinois, because they're all separately bottled by independent companies.
They haven't done anything wrong. They've been targeted by one or perhaps a number of people who are trying to hurt the company, hurt public confidence in their product.
In the days and weeks ahead, Pepsi's challenge is to make sure that image-conscious Americans continue to believe the soft drink's high-profile slogan.
You got the right one.
Jacqueline Adams, CBS News, New York.
How do you know what you're really getting when you buy a bottle of vitamins or dietary supplements? The federal government tonight is proposing tough new rules that would force the supplement industry to back up any claims it makes about its products. About this, health correspondent Dr. Bob Arnott has the details.
746, please.
Americans spend $4 billion a year on vitamin supplements that promise to do just about everything. Treat disease, increase sexual stamina, and improve memory. A recent CBS News investigation found that many of these claims are unfounded, and that many health food store employees make them anyway, like fish oil capsules to cure arthritis.
What will it do? It'll cure my arthritis? That's right.
Now, after years of government inaction, the FDA is trying to crack down on an industry that is virtually unregulated.
The rules we're proposing will assure that when disease-related claims are made for dietary supplements, that those claims are scientifically supported.
The FDA says a company would be able to make a health claim when there is significant agreement for it within the scientific community.
The FDA's action will help consumers sort out fact from fiction and differentiate truly beneficial dietary supplements from products that promise everything from hair loss to improving virility.
Based on this new standard, only one dietary supplement claim would be permitted, that calcium can reduce the risk of osteoporosis. The FDA says it will soon approve another claim, that folic acid can prevent birth defects. The government is also taking on supplements called amino acids, used by millions of Americans to build muscles and increase mental concentration. The FDA says it will take them off the market unless manufacturers can prove they're safe. The health food industry and opponents in Congress say it's unnecessary government interference.
They actually want life and death control over the nutritional supplement industry in America, and I think it's absolutely wrong.
The FDA announced a similar crackdown 1 year ago, but after a fierce industry lobbying campaign, Congress blocked it. Both sides say they're ready for another battle, but caught in the middle for now are 120 million Americans who take vitamin supplements. Dr. Bob Arnott, CBS News, New York.
All the warnings we've been getting about cholesterol apparently are having an impact. 12 years ago, 1 out of 4 adults had high cholesterol. Today, a new government study says the figure is down to 1 out of 5. And the government is putting out some brand new guidelines for fighting cholesterol. The first treatment should be weight loss, exercise, and diet. Hold off on cholesterol-lowering drugs for as long as possible. And the government says cholesterol tests should include a check of your so-called good cholesterol.
Straight ahead on tonight's CBS Evening News, President Clinton talks about inflation, jobs, and your pocketbook.
And the man under fire in Somalia. Why isn't he hiding?
Today we're going to visit the secret fishing hole.
Where would you be without milk? Milk has magnesium. For balance. Riboflavin for agility. It's remarkably slim on calories. And milk has protein. Boost your energy.
This is the secret fishing hole?
Sure. Ask anybody. Milk. It does a body good.
Cadillac has the answers important to you.
Can we all fit in your car?
Is everybody comfortable?
Isn't it nice to enjoy a little peace and quiet?
Ask yourself what is important in a car. Then think of the car with all the answers. The Cadillac DeVille, which also offers a financial answer. A $449 a month lease for 24 months. The Cadillac DeVille, changing the way you think about American automobiles.
President Clinton said today he is sorry about civilian casualties inflicted by U.S. and UN forces in Somalia, but he said he had to take action against warlord Mohammed Aidid after the ambush and slaughter of UN troops in Mogadishu 10 days ago. U.S. forces stepped up the pressure on, but did not try to arrest Aidid today. Bob Simon is on the scene in Mogadishu.
The Americans kept the lights on last night. They fired hundreds of flares into the air over Mogadishu, a sound and light show designed to remind General Aidid that while he was not being bombed, he had not been forgotten. With daybreak, the Americans began harassment by helicopter. A gunship hung low over the Aidid compound and wouldn't go away. Just about every airstrike since Friday has been on the street where he lives. If the munitions destroyed have been negligible, the message has been unmistakable. The battle has been joined.
We are facing a particularly cunning and callous enemy who uses women and children as pawns. But we will not hesitate to do our duty to help disarm this faction.
The deed has been retaliating with rallies, all with the same old and uncomplicated theme, down with America. Today, there was driving rain through a sea of fury. Everything the United Nations, everything the United States is doing these past few days is designed to cut General AD down to size. From the size of the demonstrations here, the campaign seems to be having just the opposite effect. The man himself was mobbed by the throngs who adore and fear him. Some of the demonstrators were discreetly but heavily armed. One man had the Stars and Stripes for lunch. He was biting the flag that feeds him. But while all this was going on in Mogadishu, a feeding station just outside town continued to wage war today on that other enemy called hunger. All it will take to get things back on track in the capital, U.S. officials suggest, is the taming or the taking of this one man, the warlord who won't play ball. Bob Simon, CBS News, Mogadishu.
President Clinton also defended his policy on Bosnia today. He said he has not changed his mind. He still favors lifting the arms embargo against the Muslims and feels the European allies may eventually come around to his position. In Bosnia today, British UN peacekeepers came to the rescue of a Muslim family pinned down by fighting between Muslim and Croat forces. But there was also talk of peace amid the terror of war. Military commanders of the Serb, Croat, and Muslim armies met face-to-face for the first time. They sat down and signed a new ceasefire agreement covering the whole country. It's supposed to take effect on Friday.
Now, from around the world, more CBS News. The country's economy in a nosedive, communist Cuba is downsizing its military, apparently unable to pay for fuel. In an olive branch to Washington, Cuba offered to negotiate reparations for billions of dollars in American properties confiscated by Fidel Castro.
In Madrid, thousands welcomed the visiting Pope John Paul. The Pope blamed drug abuse, terrorism, and political corruption in Spain on a decline in religious values.
Residents of the southeastern United States can rest easier with the recapture of self-professed serial killer Donald Leroy Evans. Police found Evans hiding in a woodshed half a mile from the Gulfport jail he escaped on Sunday night.
And northwest of Los Angeles, another of the 8 endangered California condors released last year has been found dead. The third condor to die either hit a power line or was hit by a car. Officials hope to recapture the survivors and release them in an even more remote area.
Stay with us for much more CBS Evening News, including Eye on America. Tonight, America's need for speed, high tech, high stakes, and high anxiety.
I know what I like and don't like. I don't like irregularity. It slows me down. I don't like harsh chemical laxatives. I like natural, like new smooth texture, regular flavored Metamucil. It's the only natural fiber with no sweeteners, no added flavors, as well as no grit. I don't like those. So it's easy to take, easy to get the extra fiber I need, and it works just the way I expect from Metamucil, to get the body up and running. I like that.
Metamucil, the natural choice for regularity.
A family grows. From one generation to the next, they learn from each other and depend on each other. With life insurance from the Farmers Insurance Group, your family can depend on protection now. Life insurance can also help you put money away for your retirement. For safety today and security tomorrow. Farmers Insurance Group. For life.
The doctor said to use hydrocortisone cream for my itch.
Try Preparation H hydrocortisone cream to effectively relieve problem itch.
It worked great, and I didn't need a prescription.
Preparation H hydrocortisone cream. Prescription strength without a prescription.
Norelco shaves incredibly close in exceptional comfort because Norelco's lift and cut system lifts the hair so when it's cut, it can drop below skin level without the blades touching your face. So with every shave, Norelco makes close comfortable. Are you happy with the way you look, or would you like to make some changes? Don't change a thing until you watch a 48 Hours double feature Wednesday.
The government says false alarm. Inflation is not making a comeback after all. Following a big jump in April, consumer prices rose just 0.1% during the month of May. President Clinton used the inflation report today to put in another plug for his economic package and defend his performance in office. More about that now from correspondent Susan Spencer at the White House.
At a news conference hastily called to let the president trumpet the good economic news, Mr. Clinton said that Capitol Hill will determine if there's more to come.
I am confident that the continuation of this trend depends on our ability to pass a strong economic program through the Congress.
Dealing with subjects from the budget to Bosnia, Mr. Clinton was all smiles. A far cry from yesterday when he abruptly ended the press conference after a reporter dared imply that he sometimes seems indecisive. Today, with pleased advisors looking on, he jumped on it.
This is the most decisive presidency you've had in a very long time on all the big issues that matter. And I might say, all the heat we're getting from people is because of the decisions that have been made, not because of those that haven't.
One decision upcoming, the fate of the trouble-ridden space station. The president hinted he is inclined not to kill it. That may please some on Capitol Hill. On the Hill today, his choice of Ruth Bader Ginsburg for the Supreme Court was getting good reviews. She made the rounds for what looks like an easy confirmation. But her writings on abortion have raised some questions. The president said today he doesn't necessarily agree with her reasoning, only her conclusion.
There is no suggestion in any of her writings that she's not pro-choice, and that was to me the important thing.
But was that agonizing 88-day selection process really fair to the people who were not picked?
But do I regret the fact that there were leaks and that may have exposed them more than they would otherwise have been? I certainly do, and I'd be happy to, we ought to do better with that.
Doing better has become the motto here since the arrival of image maker David Gergen, who thought up today's press conference. But aides concede that when it comes to projecting strength and decisiveness, a few wins might help too. Susan Spencer, CBS News, the White House.
Another shakeup in the Clinton White House is in the planning stage, this one involving leadership of the whole Democratic Party. CBS News has been told by two highly placed sources that the plan includes moving Democratic National Committee Chairman David Wilhelm to the White House. Among candidates to succeed Wilhelm as party chairman, Mississippi's Ray Mabus, South Carolina's Don Fowler, William Daley of Chicago, and campaign consultant Paul Begala. Still to come on tonight's CBS Evening News, the loss of a political legend. We'll look back at the life of the man called Big John.
Look out, America. The Choiceosaurus Sweepstakes is coming to Comfort Inns, Hotels, and Suites. You could win one of thousands of dinosaur prizes or one of 7 weekly $50,000 giveaways. Just pick up an entry form at any participating hotel, and you could also win the grand prize, $1 million in cash. Call 1-800-4CHOICE because offers like this happen once every 60 million years.
Presenting the Ryobi Detail Sander. It gets into all those small, tight spaces where other sanders can't reach. And with special add-on accessories that also prepares surfaces for painting. Scrapes paint and adhesive off glass, wood, and metal. Even polishes and buffs to a brilliant finish. In fact, you can use the Ryobi Detail Sander any place your imagination takes you.
I'm a bologna kid. Is it turkey bologna by Louis Rich? Less greasy. Half the fat. Good stuff.
Louis Rich turkey bologna and turkey salami.
It tastes like really good salami.
All the taste and half the fat. Switch to Rich. Louis Rich.
You wouldn't eat regular cookies again.
What would you get if you squeezed the refreshing flavor of this orange or this lemon into a nice, plump Sunsweet prune? You'd get delicious new Sunsweet orange essence or lemon essence fitted prunes. Better hurry before someone gets yours.
If you've been to Jurassic Park, you've seen dinosaurs as real as you could once only imagine. We'll show you some of Spielberg's secrets tomorrow on CBS This Morning with Harry Smith and Paula Zahn.
The long, legendary, and sometimes stormy life of John Connolly came to an end tonight in Houston. Connolly died of pulmonary fibrosis a month after he entered the hospital. He was 76. Correspondent Scott Pelley has the John Connolly story.
You're my man. Thank you, sir. In Texas, they called him Big John Connolly, a larger-than-life politician of both mythic power and capacity for failure. Conley rose in politics with the man who would become President Lyndon Johnson, and in many ways, the two would never be separated. Conley was a 3-term governor of Texas, a superstar politician.
It was as governor on this Dallas street that Conley became part of history in a tragedy that would forever change his life.
He was gravely wounded in the assassination of President Kennedy and never believed there were only 2 shots fired.
The first bullet hit President Kennedy. The second bullet hit me. The third bullet hit President Kennedy. There weren't but 3 fired. I don't care how many witnesses they produce.
Conley was LBJ's closest advisor. He told the president not to run again in 1968. After Johnson's death, Conley switched parties and became President Richard Nixon's Treasury Secretary. Conley advised Nixon to burn the Watergate tapes. Conley ran for president on his own in 1980.
We're going to have to rebuild the economic and the military strength of this nation.
It was an embarrassing defeat. Back in Texas, Conley speculated in real estate, became a multi-millionaire, then lost it all, watching much of his life auctioned away.
And sold for $1,700.
He recovered from bankruptcy and, at the end, was in the midst of yet another comeback. Once, when asked why he never achieved his cherished goal of becoming president, he looked back on the one personality that shadowed his entire life and said, "I reminded everybody of Lyndon." Scott Pelley, CBS News, Dallas.
It sizzles like summer, and it won't last long. Introducing Red Lobster's Summer Seafood Feast, one of our biggest seafood combinations, just $9.99. With scallops hot off the grill, fried clams, a fish fillet, plus you get 2 kinds of shrimp, succulent scampi, and golden fried shrimp. Wow, 5 kinds of seafood for an incredibly low $9.99. So hurry in and feast tonight, because the Summer Seafood Feast ends soon, only at Red Lobster.
Until now, some thought the Cadillac Eldorado was out of reach. But change is coming on your terms. Because right now, you can lease an Eldorado for only $499 a month for 36 months with $1,500 down, making it the luxury coupe you'll want to drive first and every day thereafter. Eldorado, changing the way you think about American automobiles.
Because all pain is not the same, there's aspirin-free Bayer Select. One for sinus, headache, nighttime, menstrual, and arthritis pain relief. 5 completely different products, all aspirin-free. It's exactly what's right for exactly what's wrong.
Raymond, why don't you try the cherry pie?
I don't know.
You sure loved cherry yesterday.
When?
When you were constipated. What? I gave him this cherry Phillips. It's a whole new experience.
Try Phillips in smooth cherry and mint with no chalky aftertaste.
Wait till you taste it.
Maybe they should put it on the menu.
On the surface, it's a perfect neighborhood. But beneath the surface, there could be trouble brewing in the septic system. Ask anyone who's had a backup. Better to maintain your system. That includes Rid-X once a month. Rid-X helps keep your system free-flowing. And regular maintenance, including Rid-X, helps prevent backup. Look beneath the surface. Use Rid-X once a month.
On May 20th, 1899, a man named Jacob German was driving down Lexington Avenue here in New York City when a cop picked him up for speeding. He was doing 12 miles an hour. That was the first automobile speeding arrest in this country. It was not the last. 94 years later, speed has become an expensive addiction, as Bob McNamara reports in tonight's Eye on America.
America's obsession with speed has shifted into high gear. Writing tickets.
I'm going to cite you for speeding today. I'll give
and
you...
fighting tickets. Fooling the system.
$228.
And funding the system.
May I help you?
Becoming a billion-dollar business.
48 and 35. A 65 and a 55. 70 and a 55.
Traffic fines in Dallas rake in more than $1 million a month.
Hour and a half wait line right here.
Here, people lined up to pay are usually angry.
Very frustrating.
Always innocent.
It was a speed trap. I just happened to be going downhill.
I don't know. Speed officers don't work on my truck.
Trying to check out my
cruise control. I was trying to get a cat out of the way of the accelerator. $65, ma'am.
90% of the people get a ticket and they walk straight to that window and pay it. They never see a judge.
Thank you. Please be seated.
They never plead not guilty.
But that's changing.
You're charged with speeding. How do you wish to plead, ma'am?
Not guilty.
In many cities, traffic offenders who fight the system
made a U-turn, pulled me over.
Find the system
The state is going to move to dismiss this one.
can't fight back.
And you're free to go.
Thank you.
I don't really like dismissing cases like this, but we don't have the officer here to testify. I don't have any choice.
The business of battling traffic tickets has itself become a legal specialty.
I have a motion to dismiss.
Thanks, Judge.
You're welcome.
Delaying proceedings is always to a defendant's benefit. Is it a City of Dallas ticket?
Rookie attorney Everett Newton has launched his legal career tying up cases in traffic court.
Have you lost any? I've yet to have a client's ticket go on his driving record.
So how many tickets do you think you've had in your lifetime for speeding?
17.
Why aren't you in jail?
In states where driver education classes can keep a ticket off your record,
What does a steady red mean to you? To some of you?
businesses like this comedy defensive driving school are booming.
They need to be here. I don't think there's one ticket given that's bogus.
Speeding citations are the easiest to give because almost all the speed limits in the United States are set well below safe, prudent speeds.
Jim Baxter has spent the past decade lobbying for higher speed limits.
Approximately 90% of the people ignore the sign.
Another target, what Baxter calls small-town speed traps.
A village police officer will be sitting down here and will clock people coming down that hill.
In Dane, Wisconsin, the cop with the clock is Ernie Meyer.
This is not a trap. We do not entice people to speed. 39.
Small town or superhighway, the contest between cops and speeders has never been so high-tech, high stakes, or high speed.
You're doing 135 miles an hour right now.
Yes. Chris Newman and Dan Lonsdorf.
Some of this speed enforcement is like fishing.
Wisconsin State Troopers.
You throw back the little ones because there's some big ones out there.
You realize this is a 55-mile-an-hour zone?
From speeders, they accept Visa, MasterCharge, and few excuses.
You know, this young gal is out of control. I can get her.
Between tickets,
Got a cop on the shoulder with a speeding car.
they eavesdrop on truckers using CB radio to avoid the law.
How about your westbound? Can you advise where the cops at today? Okay, I've seen nothing all the way back to the Delta.